I'm an expert in esophagus, swallowing issues, stomach problems, pancreas, liver, colon, small intestine.
Now, people that are stressed out or have mental health issue or are in a very low state of mind in terms of their mood, right? Where they're always complaining, blaming other people for everything, jealousy, all of those negative traits where their mood elevator is just below positive or below neutral, I should say. Does that impact their physical body? Have you seen that connection?
Absolutely. The brain and the gut are intimately connected.
Lucky Boys Podcast.
A lot of people underestimate the value of being kind.
Right.
Within success, there's a kindness attribute that goes along with it, and people don't understand that. Look, if you're not kind, I can almost guarantee that you're probably lonely. If you're just a miserable person, let's just get down, let's get our hands dirty, right? If you're just a miserable person and people just don't enjoy being around you, you're going to find yourself alone a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Whether it's birthdays or invitations to go places, and it's hard enough these days to create especially with everything going on with COVID, to have a social circle and to develop relationships that are close with all this anxiety going on and people having challenges of socializing. Forget about just COVID. Just people feel like it takes up so much internal energy having to connect with someone, because the world's changing. It's become so much easier for us to get so many things given to us without actually having to push hard and work for it. And because of that, it develops bad social habits. All of this connects. And kindness, if you're kind to people, well, guess what? If you ask me for something, well, I'm going to want to help you, right? If it's your birthday, well, I'm going to want to be there to celebrate with you, right? I'm like, man, you're a kind person. You're cool, man. You know what? I enjoy hanging out with you. You make me feel good. Like, your vibe is infectious.
You attract the same energy.
You attract the same energy, and you appreciate. And you know what? You bring the best out of me too. Mm-hmm. So I love that. You know what? Yeah, let's hang out. And you know what? When my back is turned, I feel like there's a good chance you're not going to say something mean about me. You're not going to be a jackass and smile in my face, but behind my back it's something else. So I think kindness is such a underrated trait.
And everybody's different. Everybody's energy is different, and everybody's circle is different. So one thing that I've come to learn is your circle doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be 50 people. It might be 2 people, but you have to have the right energy. And you got to start with yourself. So as a physician too, I mean, even though I'm not a psychiatrist, I see a lot of issues with mental health. It's actually quite prevalent in my specialty, which is gastroenterology, which is just stomach problems and issues with bowels and things like that. But mental health is a huge thing. But what I'm really seeing is people who aren't right. They don't feel good in their mind, whether they're unhappy or things like that. They're struggling with their own demons. They seek so many different avenues of help because I feel it makes it appear that it's going to make it quicker and easier. It's not meant to be easy. You got to start with yourself. That's one of the things that I've learned. I learned that the hard way.
You touched on something, mental health and its connection to the physical health, right? I want to stay on that because it's in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And you see people come in with physical ailments. And what type of doctor are you for the people listening? Yeah. What exactly do you
I'm a gastroenterologist. I specialize I'm an expert in esophagus, swallowing issues, stomach problems, pancreas, liver, colon, small intestine.
Now, people that are stressed out or have mental health issue or are in a very low state of mind in terms of their mood, right? Where they're always complaining, blaming other people for everything, jealousy, all of those negative traits where their mood elevator is just below positive or below neutral, I should say. does that impact their physical body? Have you seen that connection?
Absolutely. The brain and the gut are intimately connected. The neurons that connect it. There's a reason why, I don't know if you guys remember there's a reason why when we're in college, before we go into a lecture hall, when they're passing out the exams, how come we feel like our stomach hurts or we need to go to the bathroom? There's a reason why they put
That makes so much sense.
There's a reason why they put so many bathrooms at airport gates. People are rushing, trying to get to the gate. They're traveling.
Even when you're talking to a girl, you get butterflies in your stomach. Someone that you can't.
It's real, and it's not that the stomach symptoms are in someone's head. It's not in their head. It's just real gut symptoms, but it's because the brain and the gut are connected so tightly. And from my own personal experience, a lot of my own patients, a lot of times there's on the surface there's gut issues and gut disease, but oftentimes there's something else going on underneath. And I've learned over time it's not just about what you're an expert in. You have to consider other parts of someone's life. Is there abuse at home? Is there depression involved? Is there an eating disorder? So it's really actually been a privilege to kind of learn the human body, and not just what I know, but how everything's connected.
You know why that makes so much sense to me, and why I actually subscribe to the notion that your mental state has a direct correlation with your physical state? Just one simple idea. Everyone, we all have heard of a placebo effect. Hey, I'm going to give you this pill right here, and it's gonna fix you. Whether it's gonna make you happy, it's gonna cure whatever you're struggling with. And there's been test groups where they gave a real actual medicine and versus a placebo effect, and the control group that had the placebo or a sugar pill, there was no actual medicine in it, they were better. Their body healed because they were at a different mental state. They were at a positive mental state. They really believed that this is helping me, and it made them happier. And for some reason, their body, I don't know the science behind it, but the outcome was that they were healthy again. Mm-hmm. And the same thing goes with what they call a nocebo, right? Where it's kind of like voodoo, like, hey, you have bad luck and this and that. And it's the opposite of a placebo. Hey, I'm going to give you this, and this is going to make you feel worse. Or because you ate this, now this is going to get really bad for you. And they just have this negative state of mind. They're constantly worried. They're stressed. Right. And they're constantly thinking about this. It's weighing on their mood. And for some reason, it's just sitting there in their subconscious, eating away at them. Right. And what happens is it destroys their health. Right. And I have to believe that that's stress, right? And that's when someone is toxic around your life, that too, when they're feeding you negative dose, when someone's mean to you, when you have a bad manager, when you have even family members could be like that. I've heard people say their parents are very toxic, and they just feel so much weight on them, and it's taking a toll on their health. And when they're liberated of that, they feel so much lighter, happier, better things are happening in their lives. Their relationships improve, their job outlooks improve, their income improves. It's crazy. I mean, there's so much to that.
I have to wonder, like, when a person has those negative thoughts, or they're surrounded with people who are like a different mindset, or, positive or negative, your actions kind of reflect that. So let's say, like, you have someone who's negative all the time, right? And you're with this person, and you're taking all that negative energy. So it kind of manifests physically where, okay, I feel down, I'm going to eat more ice cream, you're gaining weight.
Right.
And that's how I, take your placebo example. And I'm like, these people, they probably, when they're thinking, it's like, I feel so happy. I have so much to look forward to. I'm going to go out. I'm going to do skydiving. I'm going to, hang out with my friends. I'm going to exercise more. It's kind of manifests physically. And then in turn, it actually helped them physically. Right. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like psychologically, like.
And again, it comes down to, like Will, I think you had alluded to, is it comes down to it's how it's really our individual selves, not in a selfish way. It's actually understanding who you are and how are you gonna handle different situations yourself. So if you're surrounded by someone or somebody that's always negative, and their negative energy like shifts onto you, or they're always angry, it's up to you how you want to handle it, because we have to understand that person is that way because they're dealing with something under the surface. That's something that they have to figure out. So, I've had to learn that the hard way. It's not always the best thing to fight anger with anger, right?
For sure.
If someone's always in a bad mood or negative energy, a part of you wants to give it back.
The natural reaction.
To show them what they're doing, but that's their internal struggle.